Hi, guys. Welcome to the PHP. I'm Booker. That would be Perez. How are you, sir?
I feel like Perez Adamas is thriving right now
All right. Do tell.
because on today's show, I'm excited to not just talk about the trending topics and share our insights, but also to explain everything and offer solutions. I am here to make the world a better place. We're going to be talking about Kanye West, Joe Rogan, and everything going on with Spotify. And there's just too much Kanye to distill into one sentence. We missed the whole Whoopi Goldberg drama because we had recorded our show last week, like a couple days early. So we got to get into all of that. Also, Nick Cannon and baby number 8. And I think I know why he's having all these children with all of these women and more. But first, how are you?
I am well. Thank you very much. It sounds like we got a full plate.
Yes. What did you do this weekend? What have you been up to?
Well, this past week, I started my new radio show with my new partner. So that was a hell week. It was a lot of interviews, a lot of being interviewed, a lot of press, a lot of teaching new systems, getting the studio up to snuff. It was a very stressful week.
When you guys made the announcement, I honestly, like, I was surprised because I thought for sure you were going to get a woman. Instead, you have two heterosexual white men in their 50s.
Hey, I didn't staff the show. I'll just say that a woman staffed the show. That's my boss. And,
that's just surprising. Two straight white dudes in their 50s.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do?
I'm happy for you. Well, you already had the job. So that was your job. Nothing added that. I'm just like, that was like, whatever happened to diversity or like appealing to younger people or whatever.
Whatever works is whatever works. Proven people that have a track record for getting ratings in Los Angeles. You put two of them together and there you go. Two's better than one, I guess. So I did a lot of that. This past weekend was nothing. Yard work, made pasta. Both of my puppies have been adopted. That's a little sad because I love these two more than I've loved any of the other ones. These two are potty trained and smart, and they just seem to get it, and they're so sweet. So I'm going to miss them. We'll give them up at the end of the week. Had barbecue last night. Good weekend. Just, crammed a lot of shit into a bag in the past 9 days or so. How are you?
Last week I was good. And then I even spoke to my therapist and I had a great session. And, I had decided that I was going to switch from seeing him every week to seeing him every other week. Mm-hmm. And now I'm like, shit, why did I do that? I want to talk to him again this week.
Hit him back. Say you changed your mind.
But then he gets busy. Whatever. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to see him next week. And, I think it's just a few things like, sleep matters, and I have not been getting as much sleep as I would like. I've also been hate watching Celebrity Big Brother, and that's
so funny.
It's like, I don't know if that's good for my soul because I keep watching it. It's like, if I were in that house, I should have been in that house. Well, I would do this and I would do that. And it's like,
yeah. Well, I mean, if you balance it out with love watching something, it's okay, but you don't do that. There's so many good shows. I just, this season of Ozark, I just polished the first half of the final season, and it's so ridiculously good. It's just, oh my God, it's so good.
I did try to watch the Olympics, but something's wrong with my direct TV. I don't get any audio. It's really weird. Or in that one room, I don't know. So I'm not a tech person. Netflix and Disney Plus, I hear it and it works just fine. But for some reason, when I switch to direct TV, I don't get audio. So whatever. Let's get to the show. Kanye.
Oh boy.
I mean, I guess let's start in chronological order. There's just been so much. That's a great way to get into things. There's nothing wrong. Actually, I read a fascinating article. I'm not talking about my personal life, okay? Mm-hmm. So don't knock this down. But if you know anybody in your world that is struggling with depression And if they've talked about self-harm, I read this article that said it's important to have that conversation and not shoot them down.
Mhm.
Talk about that with them. It's not a bad thing to address the facts. The facts are that Kanye has struggled with mental health issues. And in a way, his use of social media reminds me of Britney Spears. Or maybe even my own too, you know?
Mhm.
But what is, I will just go ahead and say dangerous, is that Kanye is in the middle of a divorce from Kim Kardashian. So his social media use, what he alleges and says and does right now, could be used against him in court. However, if I was Kanye's lawyer, well, first of all, Kanye's had several divorce lawyers already quit. That should tell you something.
Hmm.
He's had 2 divorce lawyers
Yeah.
already quit.
They tend to like money.
Well, that tells you even more. They like
Exactly.
money.
That's what I mean. Like it must be not smooth sailing dealing with Kanye, but who would think that it would be?
You know, I remember even on this podcast months ago, sometime last year, I said something along the lines of Kris Jenner is taking notes.
Mhm.
Kris Jenner is literally documenting everything that Kanye is doing if they need to use that in the future.
Yeah.
But if I'm Kanye's lawyer number 3, I will do everything in my power to ensure and convince Kanye whatever it takes to not allow this case to get before a judge, to try to settle it just the 2 of them privately. But I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon, because Kanye is really going at it against not just Kim Kardashian, but her whole family. First, everything kicked off when Kanye took to Instagram upset that his 8-year-old daughter, North, is using TikTok. And he said something like, "Oh, this is my first divorce. I need advice." Why are you asking the public for advice? Shouldn't you be asking your lawyer for advice? But no. And even before that, oh my God, I forgot this too. Like last week, it all kicked off. There was a report, which, you know, we have to say, we didn't hear this come out of Kanye's mouth.
Mhm.
There is a possibility that it could not be true, but multiple reports claim that Kanye was spreading this rumor that Pete Davidson has AIDS. I don't want to say I'm going to say it. That to me is the kind of rumor that somebody that's in really poor mental state that is struggling with mental health issues would say.
Mm.
Like if you're just an asshole, that's not a rumor that an asshole starts. A rumor that an asshole would start is, "Oh, I hear Pete Davidson." That's the second time I said Pete Kardashian. I hear Pete Davidson spends all his money on drugs or whatever, you know, like that's an asshole thing to say, but like Pete Davidson has AIDS. Come
Listen,
on.
dicing up the crazy things Kanye says. Let's just stick with the
All right.
facts. I mean,
All
this
right.
is ridiculous.
We'll keep it going. So that was the first thing. He was really upset that North is on TikTok. He was doing this thing where he does multiple posts in a day about one topic. Then he goes back on Instagram and does another post where he uploads the terms of services of TikTok, the TOS, I guess, trying to like, there's no way TikTok would ban that account because it's a joint account between North and Kim.
Mhm.
Kim also manages that account. So they're not going to kick her off, even though that's what Kanye wants. I think so much of what's going on right now is frustration on Kanye West's part that he's not able to dictate everything that happens because
he's not getting his way.
Yeah, and that really is upsetting to him because he's such a control freak and a type A personality.
Yeah.
Then he went back on Instagram a couple of days after that, and he alleged that Kim Kardashian kidnapped his daughter North. He also just, I don't even, God, he made even more allegations, but like, it's just exhausting.
Yeah.
And my advice is like, I think, you know, we've used the analogy of poking the bear on the show before. If you poke the bear enough, the bear is going to bite you.
Yeah.
And the Kardashians can fight dirty, and they know
how.
They know how.
Yeah.
And they've already started to, like, or not they, but a story leaked about how
I like how you changed the gear. I mean a story leak.
yeah, a story leaked that, you know, Kanye keeps complaining about all of these parenting issues, yet he hardly sees his children, according to reports. I would say seeing them once a week is hardly seeing your children, if that's how often he's seeing them. But I have a great Kim Kardashian and her lawyers and Kris Jenner need to listen to this part. I would say give Kanye. No, this is brilliant advice.
Here comes your narcissism, like a bulldozer running through the show.
What narcissism?
Let's hear this. They need to listen to me.
No. This.
Okay, let's hear it.
When I
want to hear
had
it.
this idea, it was like,
I'm sure this is going to be gold. Okay, go ahead.
This is gold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that they've already maybe even peeling everything back. Maybe one of the reasons Kanye is so triggered and so upset is Kim has said that she wants primary custody, like 70% custody or something like that. Mm-hmm. That's just speculation, but that could be an added layer to explain Kanye's behavior. I would tell Kim and Kris, give Kanye everything he wants. Give him 50% visitation and the rights to do all of this, ... under one major condition. Kanye can never talk publicly on a social media or in an interview about Kim or about their children. And right. Kim will do the same.
Right.
Not on her TV shows.
Well, that's usually what happens in a settlement, though. I mean, when you make a settlement, you agree to certain terms, and you know, one side agrees, the other side agrees, then he'll go and break it, and nothing will happen.
But that's not usually what happens in a divorce case.
In a settlement, it is. Absolutely, it is. That's what a settlement is. That's two sides coming to the party and agreeing. Well, if this is what you'll take, this is what you'll take. Well, now, if you're talking about a court settlement, like if they go to court,
if they go,
then a judge decides. But you know, a judge is not going to tell him how much he could tweet, how much he can't tweet. You know.
Yeah. Well, in order to do what you said, one of the two parties needs to stipulate that. That's part of the arrangement.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just another angle of control that he's not going to agree to. Like, why would he acquiesce that control? You know, like he wouldn't. He just wouldn't. I mean, he would say no. He would look at it as that's what they want. I'm definitely not giving them that. They just need to act like responsible adults. And I think the Kardashian side of it, I think they're doing the best they can. They're dealing with somebody that's unhinged and is not going about things in a very healthy way. It's not productive for their family and you know, whatever it is that they're trying to do. I mean, you know, the Kardashians, Kim she's in a pickle right now, but you know, this is the pickle that she pulled out of the jar, knowingly what he is.
Yeah.
A pain in the ass.
He even over the weekend claimed publicly, God bless, he alleged that Kim Kardashian put a hit out on him to try to get him murdered.
Sure.
He even put Kim Kardashian's cousin on blast, who was only trying to help. And for the most part, I think, not even for the most part, I think for months, ever since the split was announced, Kim has remained silent until last week and Kanye's incessant attacks on her. She finally responded and she said, Kanye's constant attacks on me in interviews and on social media is actually more hurtful than any TikTok North might create. As the parent who is the main provider and caregiver for our children, I am doing my best to protect our daughter while also allowing her to express her creativity in the medium that she wishes with adult supervision because it brings her happiness. Divorce is difficult enough on our children, and Kanye's obsession with trying to control and manipulate our situation so negatively and publicly is only further causing pain for all. From the beginning, I have wanted nothing but a healthy and supportive co-parenting relationship because it is what is best for our children, and it saddens me that Kanye continues to make it impossible every step of the way. I wish to handle all matters regarding our children privately, and hopefully he can finally respond to the third attorney he has had in the last year to resolve any issues amicably.
Yeah. I have one question. And my question would be this. Why not just take the fucking kid off of TikTok? The kid doesn't need to be on TikTok. It's a kid. How about play with TikTok? Hear me out. Play with TikTok.
Listen.
And don't post it. Don't fucking post it. Like, just let the kid play with it and do all the things. It doesn't need to be online. It doesn't need to be anywhere. Like, that's the one thing I don't understand. If it's causing all of this back and forth drama over a fucking app, like, get off of it then. I mean, I mean, not to be on Kanye's side here, but just explore the possibility of, hey, this would be a lot easier if you just take the fucking thing down.
Listen, my son is older than Northwest, and I don't let him have any social media. But
even if your son wanted to play with it and not post it, and maybe that was your introduction to it.
But you can't compare me because I just wouldn't let him.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at here is you have to understand the context of the situation. And that is that North, her daughter with Kanye, has cousins that are older. So her cousin Penelope, not even that much older, like a year or two older, has social media. So if my cousin
I hear you and I feel you and I got it right. They're doing your cousin, whoever that is, hey, would you blow me? Whatever their name is, isn't fucking Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's kid. Okay,
but it's Kourtney Kardashian's daughter.
Okay, it's still there are some things in life that you just have to say, you know what? Okay. And this seems like one of them to me because it's not that important. It's not that important. Sorry, honey. Here's the first time in your life you're going to hear no. Like, is no so fucking difficult just to say, no, we're not going to do this because dad doesn't want you to do it. I don't agree with dad, but this is what parents do. And unless we're both on board with this social media platform, let's just take it down. That's what I just don't understand. Just take it down. It doesn't see here. I know I'm talking to a guy that won't let his kids on. And
exactly,
that's what I mean. Like, I feel like we're both missing something is my point. Like, I got to think your son, he has kids, he has friends that may be on this and they talk about it.
You would also think I would let my son because my job is social media, but that's one of the reasons why
not necessarily. I think you understand the dangers of it. You know, the cesspool of the people that fucking live in that putrid world.
Not only that, I just don't want my children, like, I'm already so bad, addicted and glued to my phone. Imagine if you start that training and programming of the brain at 8 years old.
Yeah. Well, they're seeing you do it. And, that's probably the hard thing for them. I got to think they're seeing daddy on it constantly. Yeah, that's what people do,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, look, you do you, and I think you're doing the right thing for you. But I just have to raise my hand and ask that question. I just don't get it.
I don't get, I guess here's the get. I think I'm trying to understand it. I think her mind is it's her account, Kim's, and she lets her daughter use her account on TikTok.
Yeah.
So I guess she sees nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But Kanye does.
Right.
But they're not together anymore.
And it's not right. It's not saying that Kanye is wrong, but at the end of the day, that kids have Kanye's, and there are some things you just have to put to me, this just seems like one that's so silly that you just put your hands up in the air and go, we're going to be just fine without TikTok. He'll find something else. Okay. He's Kanye West. He'll find something else.
Oh, he already is. I mean, he was even complaining that he wanted to take his children to see the Bulls play in Chicago, and for some reason he didn't explain, Kim didn't allow him, and that upset him, and yada yada yada.
I mean, dragging the kids halfway across the country for a basketball game does seem ridiculous to me. And by the way, it's 2 degrees in Chicago right now. No thanks.
He's got a private plane. They could be there in what, 3 hours?
It's cold outside no matter what plane you're on.
I wouldn't do it, but then again, like I go back to I'm not Kanye or Kim. In more Kardashian Jenner news, Kendall Jenner is in the headlines for all the wrong reasons.
Sweet. What'd she do?
She has been spotted going to this fitness class, I think it's Pilates, and parking repeatedly in the handicapped spot.
What an asshole. I don't mind it when people park in the handicapped spots because I would never do such a thing because I think only a fucking self-entitled egomaniac asshole would do that. However, that's one more space in the regular lot out in Gen Pop where I'm going to park. So I always I try to look at it that way. And I still am cognizant of what they're doing and think, wow, what an asshole. But yeah, she's an asshole if she does that.
Allegedly, her bodyguard stands by the car, and if anybody needs to use it, they move the car or whatever. Like,
why doesn't the bodyguard just get in the car and move it somewhere else? And when she comes out, bring it to her. Like, this is stupid.
Sometimes they do that too, I read, but they park every time there. Anyways, also, congratulations to Kendall and Kim's sister, Kylie. She welcomed another boy, gave birth, a boy, welcomed another baby, a boy with Travis Scott. This is their second child together. So congratulations to them. In more baby news, congratulations to Rihanna. Rihanna is having her first baby. Oh, wait a minute. Before we get to Rihanna, I ended up watching television this weekend a lot. Not just Celebrity Big Brother. I also watched that Janet Jackson documentary.
Oh, that's right. Did you get together with the gays to do that?
Yes.
Was it good?
No.
Or did you guys just all talk?
No, we watched, but we were all very disappointed because it was such, I guess, I don't even know. Like, if you're going to do something like that, why do such a fluff piece? It was such...
It had no substance.
No, no.
Was there no breaking news in it, or there was like nothing that made you go, "Oh wow, he's an asshole," or "That person's terrible"?
Like, let me give you like the perfect example. Like, before the documentary aired, so much to do was made about the Super Bowl moment and if Timberlake was going to be on the special or not, and he wasn't. And they talked about it, but they fucking didn't even explain it. They didn't say, okay, this is what was supposed to happen. And all they said, it was an accident. Oh, okay. Why was it an accident?
Then why are you even watching? Yeah. Okay. I feel you. You're like, why am I even watching? If this is the angle we're going to take, it's an accident, then I'm done. Bye.
I know.
Good night,
that was
everybody.
The last episode or the second to last episode. I don't remember. It was towards the end of the 4-part thing. Right. And it like glazed over so much. I'm a huge Janet fan, so it was still entertaining. I love her, and it's like it was basically just like a long ass interview. But whatever. And it was weird. Like, it was weird. Like, she has 7 siblings that are alive. There was 9 of them total. Michael is dead, so there's 8 that are alive, and there's her, so there's 7 siblings. I think only 3 of her siblings were on the documentary, so why were 4 of them not on it? Isn't that weird? You're gonna have 3 of her siblings on but not 4. Like, who
were the siblings? Was it like Latoya and Rebe, or was it the boys?
Latoya was not in it. Neither was Jermaine.
No Jermaine.
No.
Tito. Who cares?
I don't think Tito was in it either.
Really? Which Jackson? I can barely remember the other 4.
Rebe was in it. Yeah. And it was Randy, because Randy's not her manager.
Okay.
And then one of the other brothers that I don't even remember his name. But yeah, it was whatever. I wouldn't really recommend it, but it's not like I felt like I wasted my time.
I didn't even know there was a brother named Randy.
Yeah. I don't think he was in the Jackson 5. Maybe he was. He was really young. Maybe that's why he wasn't. I thought Mike was the youngest. No, Randy's younger than Michael. Then really? Janet's the youngest.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that's why he was never in the Jackson 5. I don't get it. Whatever. Anyways, I did that though. That was nice. And I'm so proud of myself because my friends had like this whole spread and I did not touch a thing.
Wow.
Willpower. I even went out to dinner with my family over the weekend and I had a sensible salad, which takes so much effort for me. I just wanted to eat what, like my mom, like my sister, they got like all, but I'm happy. It takes work to be healthy. It takes work, especially if you grew up fat and come from a fat family. All right. Congratulations to Rihanna, her first baby. And in the wake of this happy news, Drake unfollowed Rihanna and A$AP Rocky on Instagram.
That is petty as fuck.
And then like, why are you so butthurt? You have a child yourself.
Doesn't he have a couple of kids?
Just one, I think.
I thought he just had one with that probably trainer. I can't fucking remember.
No, that's Tristan Thompson.
No. I thought he had two. I thought it was like.
No, I think he had a child with like some adult actress or.
Yeah, right. Something like that.
Content creator. Yeah. That's what they all call themselves now. They're a content creator. Everybody's a content creator. Anyways, we're going to get to Nick Cannon in a second, and I'm going to offer you all the insight and a suggestion forward for him. But first, we've been talking mental health a lot on today's podcast, and I think that's a very important topic. On to Nick Cannon. He just announced that he is expecting his 8th child with his 5th baby mama. And I had this light bulb go off. I finally understand why Nick Cannon is having all these kids. Because also it seemed to all happen really quickly, right? Like, he went from just having 2 kids with Mariah Carey to now, bam, in the span of a year and a half, having all these other kids. And I remembered he was seriously sick for a while. I think he was probably even sicker than he let the public know. I think he probably had a near-death experience and or is suffering from some serious health issues. And he's really afraid of dying. So how has that manifested itself? Having all these children and being very promiscuous with these women on purpose as a way to live on and deal with the trauma of nearly dying and possibly maybe even dying really soon.
I don't know if I buy any of that, but okay.
No, I don't know. I think that explains a lot. What do you think then?
I think he's forming his own Jackson 5. That's what I think.
With the intention of creating a group?
He wants a boy band or a family band. Who knows? Who can put... listen, I don't think anybody that has that many kids with that many women, and I don't see that as... I don't really see that as responsible. That's all.
Especially because like the kids are so young. It's like...
It just seems like a lot. It seems like a very hard thing to do.
Like if he had 8 children with 5 women over the course of 40 years, then at least that's different. And you can space it out and you can really devote more time to all your kids. But if you have, let's even say 5 kids, well, 1 passed, I guess, I don't know. I'm just like, how do you like spend time with, and also
I'm 0% fascinated by him. I really am. I just think it's a kind of an unhealthy situation, and pontificating what's going through his mind is sort of a waste of time.
And also he lives full time, or he does now, in New York City. And most of his children are on the West Coast in California because he's got the syndicated daytime talk show that is based out of Manhattan or New York somewhere.
Good luck.
I mean, listen, I guess I understand the need. He's got to pay all those child supports. That's why he's there. God bless him. God bless him. All right. Joe Rogan. I will have to say this. Well, first of all, we spoke about Joe Rogan last week, And that story grew, even though you didn't think it could possibly grow anymore.
Mhm.
It took on another angle. Last week, it was focused just around COVID disinformation on
Mhm.
behalf of Joe Rogan and the guests that he has on his podcast, which Spotify gave him a $100 million contract for, and exclusively on the Spotify platform. Then after that, a bunch of old clips of Joe Rogan saying the N-word went viral.
Mhm.
Literally 22 times or more he said the N-word over the years. And a lot of people in the Black community, understandably, took to social media and were upset about that. And then even some other people were like, oh, well, if you're going to come for Joe Rogan, you need to come for Howard Stern as well, because Howard Stern used to say the N-word, and Howard Stern even did blackface and yada, yada, yada. But Howard Stern has apologized for all of that already. And I had not been aware of Joe Rogan apologizing for any of that in the past.
Mhm.
I could be wrong, but this weekend he did apologize. And I think that was the first time he apologized for that language.
Yeah.
And attempted to explain it. He said, well, I was only talking about it in context. I was only quoting the N-word by saying it.
Yeah, he said, listen, I didn't call anybody that. I'm not racist, but I was talking about different skits and different people that have used it. And look, language is a moving target. At one point, I think a lot of people believed that they could just say it, and it's just ignorance. And the times have changed, and you clearly can't. And that's just put a bow on it and call it a day and say, I'm sorry.
There was also a clip, though, where he said, oh, I went to see Planet of the Apes, and it was in the hood, I think he said, and it was literally Planet of the Apes, implying that Black people were apes.
I didn't hear that.
I did. Anyways, over the weekend on Sunday, the CEO of Spotify sent a memo or an email to the staff there, basically saying that he does not think silencing Joe Rogan is the correct approach and that they are standing by Joe Rogan. I'm not trying to get him canceled. So I don't care if he stands by Joe Rogan. I don't care if he doesn't stand by Joe Rogan. I am thankful he's standing by Joe Rogan.
Agreed.
Even though I fully disagree with Joe Rogan.
And by the way, Perez Hilton doesn't have Spotify. You don't support Joe Rogan. You know,
I use Apple Music.
Yeah. You know, none of your dollars are going towards him. You know, how many musical acts say things that are racist or biased? I'm sure they are. I mean, if they go to the point of like, okay, we're going to start censoring him, then where does it end? You know, then the whole censorship conversation starts. And I don't know. I always say, if you don't like something, turn it off. Don't give them your money. That's all you have to do. Don't give them your money.
And the CEO of Spotify was also trying to make some bullshit distinction that he's not the publisher of the Joe Rogan podcast. They're not the producers of it.
Right.
But you're giving them $100 million and you're the exclusive broadcaster of it.
Right. Well, it's just commerce. Yeah.
NBC sometimes buys content from like Warner Brothers Studios.
Sure.
But they can decide what's on the show. So that excuse the CEO of Spotify was using, that's a bullshit excuse.
Well, I'm sure Joe has it in his contract that they can't change his broadcast in any way. I'm sure that's just standard verbiage. So
maybe not, but they have removed a bunch of episodes.
They have removed some episodes, yeah. But I'm sure they had to, you know, talk with Joe about that and his team and what they wanted to do about it. So
yeah,
I don't know.
After all of that situation, the racial stuff went viral with Joe Rogan. This artist, India Ari, took to social media to say that she was taking her music down from Spotify as a result. I wonder if other Black artists or allies will say or do the same thing. I'm going to predict, though, that this Joe Rogan situation is not over. I do think ultimately he will get booted from Spotify. Because at the end of the day, it is hurting Spotify's business and their bottom line. If the distraction is big enough that it continues to...
it depends on how many people are subscribing for him. And I think there are a lot of people that are subscribing for him. So yeah, look, it always comes down to dollars. And I don't think they're ever going to share with us how much really is coming in from what avenues and
but
from
you
where.
can listen to the Joe Rogan podcast for free on Spotify.
I don't know.
There's a free...
I have not listened for such a long time. I have listened to episodes before, but
there's a free version and that's ad supported.
Sure.
And then there's, the premium.
So maybe it's that. So if you just get the app, you can listen.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see like I said, I'm not saying he should be canceled. I don't believe in canceling people. But it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. The Sussexes, Meghan and Harry, released a statement saying that they've been in contact with Spotify and blah, 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 and expressed their disappointment and talked about the harms of misinformation and all of this stuff and yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm. Did they get back the money? No. Then shut up.
No.
That's what I say to these Sussexes.
Queen Elizabeth, not even to me, it's not a huge deal, but a lot of people are shook because the Queen celebrated her 70th Jubilee over the weekend. The Ascension
70th, like 97th or something.
No, not her birthday, her Jubilee, meaning how long she's been Queen for.
Oh, I saw the thing. She was cutting the cake for her birthday.
No, her birthday's in April. And I did not even need to.
So was that not so I watched the Jubilee. I didn't watch her birthday. I thought maybe I just watched the video and I assumed it was her birthday.
Yeah. I even know when the Queen's birthday is. I am a royal watcher.
How old is she?
She's going to turn 96. God bless. But her mother, Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, I think she lived to be 101 years old.
Wow.
Almost 102, actually. She died shortly before her 102nd birthday and was active up until the very end.
Hey, watching her in the Jubilee, move around and cut the cake, and she
smiling.
She wasn't like this decrepit old woman that couldn't do shit. I mean, she was moving the frick around. I was like, wow, I was impressed by her. I mean,
I know.
Her moves were like, I hurt when I get out of bed. I can't imagine what this woman must feel like, nearing 100. She's twice my age.
I think it goes back to what I've said before. People that are older that choose to keep working, it keeps the brain
going
and active and young, instead of like just sitting in front of the TV watching TV all day, which is what most old people do.
Yeah.
Or my mom, she does that, or just talks on the phone for hours at a time.
Does she?
Oh my God, yes.
I could see that.
She just talks on the phone. All right. The Queen said that when Charles, her son, becomes king, that she wants his wife and former mistress, Camilla, to get the title of queen consort. So she would be Queen Camilla. A lot of people were not happy about that, but that's protocol. And there have been mistresses in the past that became wives, then became queen consorts. So it is what it is. I'm just so thankful that I am parenting my children differently than my mother. Like it used to be the very old school way of thinking. You have to finish everything on your plate. I don't do that to my kids. I'm thankful they don't finish everything on your plate. You're full? Okay, stop eating. Hopefully that means when they're older, they have a healthier relationship with food.
Yeah.
I need to still finish everything on my plate. Even if I'm full, I'll still keep eating.
I do too, but I usually go back for seconds too.
Oh, me too. So anyways, tell your children to eat until they're full. That's it. And then my mother's like, well, go eat more. I'm like, no, they're full. Anyways. Whoopi Goldberg is currently on suspension because of some controversial remarks that she made about the Holocaust and Jewish people. And, it was a longer segment, but the brief part is she said, if you're going to do this, talk about the Holocaust. Now, let's be truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't about race. No, it's not about race. She apologized that same day, not even the next day. She apologized for it. And a lot of people were understandably offended by what she said. But I go back to what I'm very consistent on things. I say this all the time. I think I've even given this analogy before. Somebody could be offended for anything.
Anything.
Literally,
the sky is blue. That is offensive.
Yeah, like I could say, like, imagine you're a cis woman, Booker. You're a lady, and I say, you look so gorgeous today.
That's a lie.
No, but that woman,
you need to shave, lady.
That woman might say, that is so demeaning of you to comment on my looks. That is offensive. There should be no workplace commenting on my appearance, even though I just said you look gorgeous today. You look beautiful or whatever.
That just tells me we have it too good as a society when we're worried about stupid shit like this.
Yeah, what I'm getting at, and what I've been consistent about, is intention is everything.
Absolutely. I agree with you. Intent is everything.
Intent. And it was Whoopi Goldberg ignorant and wrong?
Right.
Absolutely.
Does that warrant a suspension, though? Especially when you apologize. And I don't know, being suspended for being ignorant is looking at her body of work. And it's hard to sit in front of a microphone for a long time and pontificate on everything. You put your foot in your mouth all of the time. We both do it. It's hard. And you're not going to know everything about anything all of the time, everything all the time. You just can't. It's impossible. So if you say, look, I don't know, whatever I said, it didn't come out right. I'm sorry if I offended anybody, but to be suspended for it? Okay, it's your show. It didn't, if you want to be upset, be upset. If you want to believe she should be suspended, believe she should be suspended. I didn't watch the whole thing, so it's hard for me to comment.
Well, like earlier, when a lot of today's show is also about cancel culture and the state of the world today. Like when talking about Joe Rogan and how folks started to bring in Howard Stern into that conversation. When talking about Whoopi Goldberg, people were bringing up Sharon Osborne and Roseanne, and they were trending because of the Whoopi situation. So let me address both of those very quickly. Sharon Osborne was not fired for defending Piers Morgan. She was fired for how she behaved and treated a coworker and what she said and did both on camera and off camera. Having said that, I think I said this at the time and I stand by it, and I will reiterate. I don't think Sharon Osborne should have been fired. She definitely should have been on suspension. Maybe not even 2 weeks. Like, she would have gotten the message if with a week-long suspension, okay? Because she was even cursing, Sharon's intent was to be disrespectful to her co-star, the intent was there. And with regards to Roseanne had a freaking history of racism. It wasn't an isolated event. She had a history of racism that you can Google and find for yourselves. So the ladies of The View, though, are not happy that Whoopi Goldberg has been suspended for 2 weeks. They are said to be very supportive of her and stand by her. And Whoopi's even considering, according to reports, although it could just be like hot air and she's just upset, but she's considering quitting. I don't think she should quit, but ego. Celebrities have a ginormous and fragile ego.
Well, I think it's more of the fact that Do people there know what's in her heart and they understand the situation and they didn't back her up? They went ahead and suspended her for a couple of weeks. That probably chaps her ass. That'd be my guess. But
like I've said before, like I'm actually shocked at how the whole maybe
you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be because I'm just saying.
No, wait, not this. I'm actually shocked at how the whole Spotify situation has played out because they've bucked the norm, like by not.
Okay, but let me tell you why.
They haven't suspended.
I'll tell you why.
Rogan, they haven't fired him. Okay,
I'll tell you why.
Tell me why.
The View is a show that airs on public airwaves. The Spotify is something you pay for. That is the difference. Howard Stern, something you pay for. This is something that people pay for. They want to hear these people unfiltered. That's what it is.
Maybe, because the CEO of Spotify is from Europe, maybe there's just a different way of thinking about things. I don't know. But yeah, I love Whoopi. I think, people make mistakes. She made a mistake, but like I said, her intention was not.
Once again, if you really, truly are an American, you have to fight for freedom of speech. You don't like what somebody says?
Yeah,
don't fucking watch. That's what I always say. But I'm not going to tell somebody they can't go out and say their wacky shit. If they want to, go ahead.
I do that all the time. I'm like I said, I'm not a fan of
I'm not a fan of when you don't even support something in the first place, when you don't listen to it in the first place, when you don't watch it in the first place, and you see some online forest fire starting. You're like, well, let me run in there too with my matches. It's like, shut the fuck up. I don't care what you think. And so many of these people that do this shit, they have nothing to do. They don't watch the whole thing. They don't have any idea of the backstory of the person. They just come in and say, let's help burn this house down because their lives suck. And that's why they're like, well, I'm going to go take my lot in life out on somebody that I don't even know and drag them down. It happens a lot.
Some, and then in some instances, it's a Holocaust survivor that has real skin in the game, or somebody whose family died in the Holocaust, that even if they don't watch The View, they're going to chime in on that and have a very valid opinion and the right to share that.
And you should have the right to do that as well. But ultimately, I say, turn it off.
All right. And more, not TV news, onto film news and sports news. Tom Brady has announced his retirement from football after 22 seasons. And according to reports, confirmed reports, he's going to become an actor now. He's already producing his first movie, some mockumentary, sports comedy film. Yes.
All right.
It's called 80 for Brady. According to a report, the feature film follows the story of a group of friends whose goals are to go to the Super Bowl and meet Brady. I mean, I actually could see him as a successful actor, but not in comedies, at least not yet. He needs to establish himself first as an actor in movies like The Fast and Furious. He needs to be in the next Fast and Furious movie. He needs to be in these tentpole action movies.
But the movie you're describing, it sounds like he's playing himself.
I know, but it could still be a flop. That's why I said
it could be just a piece of comedy too. I don't know if does that mean he's really going to chase an acting career from here on out, or is it just he's just doing this job? I don't know.
Well, he even started a production company, so I think he's really committed to it. It's called 199 Productions. He partnered in that production company with the Russo brothers, who did all those the Avenger movies. All right, on to some more wacky news. Victoria Beckham's husband, David Beckham, reveals that for the last 25 years, she has eaten the same thing every day. He says, quote, she only eats grilled fish, steamed vegetables. She will very rarely deviate from that. And then I saw a lot of, I don't want to say jealous people or whatever, people that have had experiences with eating disorders injecting themselves into her private life, claiming that that's an eating disorder. Or she's just really vain and just really has,
or that's a very healthy diet. Like,
yeah,
fuck off is what I would say.
and
Fuck
has
right off.
insane,
It's not like she's like out there going, hey, I'm on a gummy bear diet and that's all I eat and it'll work for you too. She's not doing that. She's like, sounds like she's like on a, almost like a paleo diet or something. Well, it says fish. So I don't know. People, fucking, I'm triggered. See a therapist. That's what I would say.
yeah. Also wacky news, Teresa Giudice, I can never get her last name right.
Not a clue. Never known.
From the Real Housewives of New Jersey is getting married and revealed recently that she has not signed a prenup and that she and her fiance haven't even had that discussion. Bethany Frankel.
Okay, but I think once you're of an age, if you're over like 60 or whatever, 55.
She's 49.
She's still in her 40s. Oh, she might, there still might be another divorce on the horizon. I don't know. Once you get so old, you're like, I don't even care. Whatever. Do it, do what you want with my money. I don't care.
Bethany Frankel, who went through a very bitter divorce and also I don't think got a prenup or got a really shitty prenup, is begging her to get a prenup. And she was not happy that when she got married originally back in the 90s to her ex-husband, Joe, he asked her to get a prenup. And
I think
that upset her.
Should normalize prenups. Marriage is nothing but an agreement on paper. When the law is involved, what the fuck does that have to do with my union of somebody else? I get it. Normalize it.
Some women are upset if they're asked to get a prenup.
That's what I mean. And I think there should be a united front to normalize this. I think you should know what the divorce rate in this. It's a more likelihood that you're going to get divorced than stay together at this point. If you were to get married today, it's over 50% now. So wouldn't you want to have some peace of mind that you don't have to go on top of breaking up? You're going to go to fucking court and divvy up everything and figure out how much this in the equation that. Why don't you just, before anyone gets a marriage license, you go in, you hammer it out, you get this, you get that. We're happy. Let's go get married. I don't know. I think it should be just more normalized.
All right. On to Adele. Beep, boop, bop. I can admit when I'm wrong. And my whole rap last week on Adele, I think was wrong because she just announced that this week she will be performing at the Brit Awards in the UK and is even doing an interview with Graham Norton. So she's not canceling that in the wake of the Vegas disaster.
I told you, there's no way. She loves this stuff too much. She loves singing. She loves this. I think she just hated that show. That's all.
All right. There we go. Let's take some calls.
Hey y'all, it's Lovey from California. I was just calling because Booker, you've been asking Perez to watch Downton Abbey for like ever, and I needed a new show, so I checked it out, and now I'm officially addicted. So I just thought I'd share. Love you guys. Love the pod. Have a great one. Bye.
Then watch the movie too. Release the movie that's as equally as good as the show, and that usually doesn't happen. And it's the same characters, the same people, the same house. I mean, they did such a good job.
Hi guys, this is Amos. I'm from Texas.
Yay.
I'm one of those silly fram people of Perez. I don't have a question. I was just calling to say, well, I guess it is a question because I was wondering, Booker, how come you don't play my calls anymore? I thought that I have left some hilarious shit and you don't play me anymore.
Well, there you're played. Congratulations.
Yay.
I just need a question. Just give me a damn question that's good and I'll play it. Let's take another call here. 800-721-1185. Here we go. And boom.
Hi, guys. I'm Sophia from Washington, and I just wanted to say that your show this morning made my morning, and you guys are amazing. Love you.
All right, nice little positive comment.
Is
Appreciate
she like
that.
14? She sounds so young.
She did sound young, didn't she? I don't know. I like
I
when
would
young
love
people
it.
are listening.
Yes, me
Yeah.
too. We got to
My
get
old
more
ass.
young listeners.
Okay, wait. Back up. Please tell me that your mother puts gas in your car because she uses your car and puts gas in it when she's using it.
Nope.
Not that you pay her to go out and put gas in your car, being an older woman, or that you sit in the car while she pumps gas. Please clarify that.
Okay.
No, I'm not in the car when she's pumping the gas. She runs errands. I literally pay her a salary. I'm being a good son and financially supporting my mother. Why are people giving me shit on that?
I think it's because they're like, you don't pump your own gas and you pay your mother to do it. That's
amongst
why.
other things. That's one of the many things. Like I give her a job.
Listen, I have no problem with it.
I'm more than willing to pump my own gas and happy to, but she goes to the P.O. box for me, picks up my mail. I'll have her go to Trader Joe's and she picks up my salads there. And she works for me. I pay her to live and rent free, and she has a ton of spending money now because I give her a
She's
salary.
helping out. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Perez.
Wait,
It's Elle
one more
from New
thing.
Jersey.
You guys, you guys wouldn't want somebody to do all of the like menial errands that take time.
It's her question, not mine. I don't know.
All right.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Perez. It's Elle from New Jersey. I have a question. Are Olivia Munn and John Mulaney together? What's the deal? I don't understand. Can someone clarify? Thank you.
Don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think they are together. They have shared photos together with their son. I mean, they could not be together, but still be very friendly co-parenting. That's the first time even speculating that.
I don't care either way.
Hi, Perez. Hi, Booker. It's your number one fan from the Philippines. It's Kristen. I just wanted to say that my husband and I really enjoy your podcast. You were actually my number one podcast of the year. And I just wanted to ask you a question or your opinion regarding the When We Were Young festival. As a millennial, we all my friends and I were excited. So I was planning on flying to Vegas just for it. Although it was also created by the same creators as Astro World, if I'm correct, would you recommend people to go there? Because I'm still thinking about it, and they added a third day. So hoping you reply or listen to my call. Have a great day.
Well, first of all, how amazing that you're listening to us in the Philippines. I would love to visit the Philippines at some point. I've never been. But on that same tip, international travel right now is probably really difficult and scary for many reasons. I don't know. It's hard. I would hopefully by October, I think, or September. I think it's in the fall, that festival. Hopefully things are back to normal or better or more normal than now, but anything is possible. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it sounded like she was talking like, is it a safe show? I'm like, yeah, I don't think you're I don't think you're going to, I don't think Taking Back Sunday is going to shank you or anything like that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't worry about that.
That totally went over my head.
Yeah, no. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
That is going to be I personally think that
a different crowd.
Yeah,
also,
but I think
old
that
people.
People in their 30s. I mean, it's going to be the mid 30s crowd, and I think it's going to be a very loving, awesome festival. I kind of think it's going to be bigger than, not bigger than because of the size of what Coachella is, but I think there's more heat on that festival than there is Coachella. I don't feel like a lot of people are like, woo, the Coachella lineup. I mean, yes, the young Harry Styles girls love it, but it's not getting the heat or the talking points that this is. No, put it this way. No one's called about Coachella. A couple of people have called about this. So,
I was talking to one of my gays last night because Madonna was doing this Instagram live and somebody mentioned something about Britney, and Madonna said that she would love to go on tour with Britney and play stadiums. And then I was telling my gay, I'm like, that's never going to happen. Like, first of all, Britney's not going on tour anytime soon. And it's just not going to happen. And then I was like, Madonna can't play a stadium by herself anymore, unfortunately. Like that demand, even if it's like a greatest hits tour, I don't think
I would say maybe a greatest hits. Come on, like
I don't think so.
I think she could.
Maybe,
I
but
mean,
then
listen,
wait.
it wouldn't be like she couldn't do it in Oklahoma, but if she did it in Los Angeles,
Well,
she
yeah,
would sell
all right,
out the
sure.
Rose Bowl 3-4 nights. New York, she
But
would
I
sell out
had-
New York 3-4
no,
nights.
But I had the best idea. I was like, Madonna, going forward, if Madonna wants to do stadium tours, she needs a real good opener. And then I was like, oh
she's
my
like NSYNC or Backstreet Boys.
No,
or something.
no.
That'd be fun.
No. I need to see Jennifer Lopez and Madonna on tour together. Now that is a ticket.
No, I don't know if
And I don't
care.
think they've ever done anything together. I want them to do a duet together as well. Poor
Let me tell you what I want. I want this show to end. let's call this a day.
Have you seen any of the trailers? The trailer for J-Lo's new movie?
Yes.
It looks so bad.
Yeah.
It looks so bad, but I hope it does well for her. I think, and God bless her, she promotes so hard.
She does.
She's
She's
like
a hard
everywhere.
worker. Everywhere.
But I think she's producing the movie, so even if it's kind of like a flop, she'll still make a lot of money.
Yeah,
off
she's
of
got
it.
her chips are in, and maybe her and Ben have figured out this business, and it doesn't even matter what your box office is. You'll make it from selling it to other platforms and blah blah.
I just wish it looked better because I love romantic comedies, but I have zero desire to watch it. All right, you guys, have a great week. We appreciate you. 800-721-1185. And make sure that you share our show. We want to grow this. We need to grow this. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Take care, everybody.